Hello, can everybody hear me? Let me just double check with my account. Okay, great. I'm checking myself on my phone to make sure that I'm actually live. Looks like we are. Perfect. Hello everybody, welcome to today's live stream. I realized that I haven't been doing them frequently, so I did one last week and I'm doing one this week. I asked for a few of you, actually all of you on the Instagram, to ask me any questions that are Amazon FBA related, and I got a few. I'm not going to make this a Q&A just because I feel like I have a lot of Q&As throughout my YouTube channel. I actually do have a Q&A playlist, I believe, for Amazon sellers, and I answer them a lot on my Instagram, so I thought that I would answer just 3 questions, and they were in relation to what's happening right now, and then I'm going to go in and do some product research for those of you who are worried. And hello to everybody in the chat. Feel free to interact with each other and with me. I'll take a glance over it from time to time to answer some of the questions that may pop up, but I want to address everything that's happening right now. I know I've made a few videos about it, and last live stream I talked more about it, and there's still more concern with the messages I've been getting, so I want to clear the water with that. And for those of you who are worried how to source products, should I even start this right now, I am going to show you how you can actually find potential evergreen products that you can actually ship into Amazon. So I actually did ship in units yesterday. My supplier is actually shipping them in, so I was able to create a shipping label less than a week ago. So this was after the ban. Well, not, I wouldn't say the ban, but the restriction that Amazon has right now until April 5th from preventing other units to be shipped in. Thankfully, I'm in one of the categories that hasn't been restricted, so I haven't had a problem there. So the first question, someone asked me about DHgate sourcing and how the process goes. So DHgate, if you don't know, it's another kind of I wouldn't say alternative, but it's another Chinese website similar to Alibaba, and I would say it's actually more similar to AliExpress. And AliExpress is more built for those shorter orders that are really fast and less units. So it's mostly if you want to order 10 units really fast. I wouldn't really say it's for branding purposes at all, and I don't recommend DHgate at all. Some people say that it's more affordable or you can get better deals or faster shipping, but that's only because you are ordering a very small unit amount, maybe 10 or 50 or 100, something like that, and it's getting in really fast. So they're doing some express shipping that's more affordable, but in the long term you can't private label, meaning you cannot put your brand on it. So I don't recommend DHgate whatsoever. I do recommend Alibaba just because even though the orders are large, if you're a student of mine, you do know how to renegotiate that deal to get a way lower MOQ. So then essentially you can order 100 units, and plus you can private label them, right? You can put your brand on it, you can do custom packaging. DHgate is very limited in communications and they won't let you do that. So that's why I don't suggest it. Stick to Alibaba. The products are quality if you know which factories to talk to, if you know how to talk to them, how to test for quality control of products. So there's no reason to kind of go outside that. That's the first question. Okay, I wrote them all down. I don't want to lose track. So the second one is, will my shipment come in if I created a shipping label, right? And now there's this restriction right now until the 5th. Will the shipments come in? Yes, they will. If you made them before the hold was placed on Amazon, your shipments will still get delivered even if your supplier hasn't actually sent it out yet until even, let's say, today. So if you created a shipping label anytime before the restriction was put on, which was about 2 weeks ago, then it's gonna go through. Similarly, if you're in any of the 5 categories, which I'm gonna name right now, then you should be fine. And the categories are baby, beauty, grocery, which you probably shouldn't be doing because grocery, there's too many loopholes to jump through, and that you can't private label grocery. There's industrial and scientific, pets, health, and household. So if you're in any of those, you are free to ship in your units at whatever time, even with this ban. For me, I'm in some of these categories, so I was able to restock my inventory, and even I'm sourcing new products, right? And that brings me to the third question. Is someone asked, am I thinking of doing things merchant fulfilled? So not FBA, but fulfilled by merchant, so FBM, since we're kind of uncertain with Amazon. So the hopes is that everything is going to be lifted by the 5th, which is in 5 days, so every other seller can enjoy finally getting their items into stock if they've been out of stock, hopefully, and also sourcing new products. But fulfilled by merchant, to me, it's a great business model for those that know how to do it and have the bandwidth to do it. For example, if they hire someone else to do that for them, or if they've had a long-term experience with it. However, if you are looking to start something, I don't recommend starting something that's going to give you another job, because you're going to be the one needing to pack all the goods, and it's a headache. Back in the day, I found this loophole in online reselling, and I would actually be shipping out my own products. This was before I started Amazon FBA. It was a long story, save it for another video. But essentially it was all the same product. It was very lightweight. It could literally fit into a tiny little manila envelope, and that's what I would do. I would just send those out. It would be so easy because every order would essentially be the same. However, it just doesn't make sense in the grand scheme of things and for prolonging. So I don't really recommend merchant fulfilled if it makes sense for you with the margins, and if you're going to be making an income still, like a good return of your investment and a good profit margin. And if you don't have any other option, then maybe you could try, right? But for new time sellers, I do still suggest that you stick to FBA. And that brings me to my next point of these evergreen products, which, given with everything that's going on, it seems that no matter what, that these 6 categories that I just listed off to you are going to be evergreen, right? I mean, think about it. Right now we are in the biggest time of crisis probably since I was born, at least. I don't remember anything like this. I don't remember there being limits in grocery stores of how many waters I could buy. I never remember there never being toilet paper around ever, things like that, right? So it's this scarcity, this panic going on, and pretty much everything is shut down where I am in the US, except for grocery stores and essential businesses, right? So Amazon is overwhelmed. They have so many orders, and they're still keeping these categories open for all sellers. You don't have to be have a certain standing history with Amazon. You don't have to do X amount of numbers. No, they've deemed these as essential categories, and if you sell in them, you are allowed to create shipping labels and to continue selling. So that's interesting, right? Because that lets me know if anything in the future were to happen like this, then these categories are still the ones that would be selling. So what can you do right now if you are worried, if you are saying it's not a good time to start Amazon right now, things like that? Well, that's not true. You still should start Amazon, but if you really truly are worried, then why don't you go into one of these 6 categories? Actually, it's mainly 5 categories. The grocery category I wouldn't really consider, just because that just doesn't make sense. So if you're worried, why don't you do product research in baby, in beauty, in industrial scientific, in health and household, and in pets, right? You still have 5 potential categories that you can source products from. There's many ways to do product research. I have actually a whole playlist on this YouTube channel about product research. And also, if you want a general kind of outline of Amazon FBA, bigger picture idea, and exactly how to do it and how to get started with product research, I have a 4-day training. You can go to theplclub.com/training. I'm gonna actually write it in the comments right now. The PL Club. I made this especially so you can pretty much get a good start, and it's good. It's a series of videos. It's a few hours long, so you will get benefit, and maybe you'll get more insight on the types of products to look for, how to do product research, right? So that's a good starting block. There's many. Okay, sorry, I can't multitask. I get distracted with reading comments and talking about. So let's actually do product research in those categories. So if you don't know what to do, don't not do anything, but actually look in these categories. I'm going to show you 2 ways today how you can do this product research. I'm not sure how long this live is going to be, so if you have any questions, do drop them in the box. I'm also going to readjust and share my screen here. Might get a little techie, but I'm using this third-party software to kind of share the screen. So let me just do this really quick. Display capture. I want to show you how to do product research, and to do that I have to share my desktop, so give me a second. It's not letting me do it for some reason. Oh, hold on 1 second. Okay, we might have to redo this section right here of the live, because it's not letting me share my screen for some reason. Maybe I can actually verbally tell you. Okay, I'll verbally tell you, and then next time we're on, I will actually show you a screen, because right now I'm having a technical difficulty. Okay, so how do we do this then? It's fine. I'll verbalize it to you. If you have any questions, send me a message. And then next time I'm on, we'll actually go into the details and the depth. Okay, so the first way is using the typical software, right? I don't know if you have Helium 10, Viral Launch, Jungle Scout, they all have these features. If you are using Helium 10, if you haven't signed up for it, I do have discounts. So Karina 50 will get you 50% off the first month, and Karina 10 will give you 10% off every single month. So what you want to do is actually go into the black box tool. It's different for each software, and there's actually a category section. So they give you all of the categories that are available, right? So you want to tick the ones that you want to do your research in. So whether that's baby, pets, beauty, I'm renaming them again, okay? Baby, beauty, don't do grocery, but that's one of them. Industrial and scientific, pets, health, and household. So these are the 6, do 5. Again, avoid the grocery one. So you can either pick one of them, or pick 5 of them, or pick, all of them. Just put them in the parameters. It says literally you can select categories, and then you can also do as you would, right? With your monthly revenue, with your price, with your review count. This basically filters the products for you, and you can use that. So monthly revenue, of course, you want it to be profitable. So my bare minimum is 5,000 at least. The price, I like to go for $15 and above, so you can go in that range. And then also review count. This can be kind of experimental, right? Don't go too low. It's possible to find good products with reviews that aren't terribly low, like try 350 or something, right? And then click search. It's going to give you many different products, and then maybe one of those that pop up could have a good market. The thing is, you want to take that product and analyze the entire market for that product, not just one product that's selling well. So you want to take that product, and actually put it into Amazon and see the home front page and analyze the front page. You want to check for stability of revenue, you want to check for profitable price, and obviously reviews that have good enough leeway room where you can get in there, make a profit, do well. And then there's also the second way to do this, and I'm going to verbalize it again. I wish I could share my screen, but I'll do a completely in-depth product research video that will be quite long, and then we can show you the exact things here. You can actually go to Amazon.com itself, and in the search bar that I know you're very familiar with if you are an Amazon shopper like me, especially in this time where it's hard to actually leave to go anywhere, right? So there's a little tab of categories, and again, you can do the exact same thing. There, you can select that category. Right now, I clicked on pet supplies, and actually, this is an interesting way. Just type in like a letter or 2 letters, like a syllable and a vowel, and see what comes up, right? I typed in SU, something's coming up that's saying suction cup dog toy, right? That's so random, and I would have never ever guessed that. But then I can click it, search it, and I will see the market based on that. That's just a really interesting thing, and I know it's getting a little bit creative, but that's kind of the point, because that way you're going to find products that most other sellers aren't finding, and you're just mixing and matching. And with the first method and the second method, just because you see something doesn't mean like do this, right? Do this product, this looks great. Do the rabbit hole method too. So click on the product, Go see if it's selling well. Maybe that person who's selling is a private label seller that has other products, many other products. So go into his storefront, see what other products he has there. Of course, hopefully they're in the same category. Double check that they are in these 5 essential categories and see what's going on, right? So there are filters you can put onto these softwares, which is really cool. Do I think you need to do this for the upcoming months? Probably not. I think that, I mean, Amazon has millions and millions of products, and it doesn't make sense for them to just limit up to these 5 categories for the rest of time. This hopefully gets lifted on the 5th. I guess we'll find out on the 5th if it does, if it doesn't. But for those of you who are worried, and for those of you who are saying, you know what, I'm just gonna wait until this blows over, just realize that other people aren't waiting and they're still doing things and not waiting for it to blow over. So you're missing out on a lot of opportunity by just sitting there. Another thing that I'm trying to let you know, if you don't want to if you're tight for cash, as I know most people are in this time, since no one is working, because everything's shut down, at least where I am, you can do this in a way where you can order a small quantity of units. You don't have to order 1,000 or even 500, or you can negotiate down for low. So imagine just cutting those costs by, especially like if you were planning on ordering 1,000 MOQ because you're worried about running out of stock and all this stuff, you can do well with testing 100. If you launch 100, you launch your product for PPC. It's a low risk market, which is what I love to teach. Markets that you can launch with just PPC alone, that are not that expensive, that are not as competitive, meaning you're not going to get $30,000 a month sales, or 40 or 50 or 70. You might get 5,000 or 10,000, but imagine 5 of those products, right? Now you're looking at some good numbers. Even $5,000 a month is quite good, right? So you have that, you test it with 100 units, let's say, it starts to get traction, you reorder more, and then you know that, okay, my investment is fine because it keeps growing and things like that, as opposed to, I ordered 1,000 MOQ, it's not working. What do I do now? Now I have 900 units that I don't know how to dispose of, and that's where people lose their money. So if you do have kind of that mentality of, I don't want to spend all of this money on Amazon because I simply don't have it, you don't have to. You don't have to cut that cost by ordering a small quantity and just do something. You're on here for a reason. You're watching my videos for a reason. That means you're interested, you want to learn. But the best way you're going to learn is by actually doing something. And that means just trying it out. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I mean, if you have education on it, if you're taking some kind of lessons or watching videos or in a program, anything, you will have more success. Obviously, I don't think you can just kind of wing it and do well. There's definitely a science behind it. There's a methodology, so definitely do that. But don't do nothing. That's the worst thing you can do. So this, I guess I have to do a more in-depth video. I want to show you these evergreen product research methods in a screen share way, not more so kind of the theory behind it, which is what I went over today. Like I said, I don't do live streams very often, so I'm not, even what I'm looking at now, the whole live stream basis looks a little techy before you get to figure it out. But I'm gonna do these more frequently, probably once a week, just because I think, especially in this time, it's a good way to kind of touch base with everything that's going on, seeing as the turnaround of a video, when you film it, edit it, I might not be able to get the info to you as fast as possible. So I'll probably be on here on the 5th, I don't know, sometime next week. Especially when there's Amazon updates, if I've been noticing that I've been getting a certain amount of questions more than others, then I definitely want to share that. But also I'll make a separate video on how to do these evergreen product research methods for those of you who are kind of on that iffy, should I do it, should I not type of situation. And yeah, that's about it. If you don't really know much about Amazon, or actually even if you do, and you just want like a coherent A to Z explanation with actionable steps, again, I really do recommend you go to my training at theplclub.com/training. It's completely free. It's going to show you how to do product research in unique ways in low risk markets, how to lower your minimum order quantity that you need, and then it's something better to do than just watch Netflix. So I would highly encourage you to spend the time to watch this series of videos. You can watch it all today, you can watch it throughout the days coming up, but do that. So anywho, that's going to be it for this. We got through some questions. We talked about evergreen product research methods. I will put out a video where I go and actually show you how to do them in person, in live. Anywho, it was great talking to you and having you on here, and I will see you next time.